and I have just now
This
hit
meeting
the
is being recorded.
record button and done with the declaration part. And just now I shared that last time was all about stakeholder most of the time. Today we are getting into information management. Any idea, all of you, what do you mean by information management? What exactly we are trying to manage here? So can you give me one word quickly, what you are guessing the moment you hear this word information management?
Uh, well, information management would be to record the data that we can use it later
Awesome,
for.
Nadeem. Yeah, superb, superb. Well attempt. So that is one. Data is one keyword which I picked up. So anyone else want to give it a try,
Documenting the
please?
data.
Yes, Benson, come again, please.
Documenting and archiving the data.
Awesome, awesome. Documentation and archiving. Amazing. Any another guesses, guys?
Processing of data.
Awesome. Processes, gathering information, archiving it, and then data. These are the keywords you are getting. Amazing. I'm really happy you all are very nearby. Yes, information management, the moment we say that, it means all about data, okay, that which requires to be managed. Where do we manage? We manage it in the technology, using technology. And it's also about processes, as I guess it was Archita mentioning, right? Or Suchana? Suchana mentioning. Okay, all right, awesome. And then what all the operations we need to undergo and who is responsible to whom, we also know as, leadership team. Okay, let's get into the detail of it. Okay, so this is what you can take a picture of. We call it information management cycle. Any information, just give me a second. Yeah, any information first for management that requires a planning, right? You plan it, you collect all the data, you assure its quality, and then you authorize this. You make sure it becomes accessible, okay, based on the authorization. And then you also define the access of it, by whom and from where, and based on the level of level of accesses. Then you organize the entire data what you have captured, which will remain accessible based on the authorization. And the same thing gets described further, and you make sure that even though it is getting stored, what is going to happen is backup is ready, okay, and every single data or information has been analyzed proper so that it becomes shareable, and as Benson said, that archival. So even depending upon the advancement, it is also easy to archive those data or destroy those data or dispose those data. So what exactly we are talking over here? We are talking that even for information management, there is information management body of knowledge, okay, and some set processes are there which defines the business strategy, okay, based on the performance of business benefit, okay, and and for those business benefit, some business operations are there, okay, which is pushed by business processes or that gets designed by business processes. And that business processes gets designed when we identify some changes in the businesses based on the flow of the information into the system, and that flow of this information gets into the system depending upon the project. It means what? It varies from project to project, okay, and that project appearance or that project existence also gets defined by information technology, what kind of technology the company or organization is adopting, okay. So if we'll get into details of it, what we find, there are around 6 knowledge areas, okay, uh, for information management. And it has to have or you can't say the mandate, but yeah, these 6 knowledge area could be information management around information technology, are related to hardware and software. Okay, it is also about the system, that all the information technology which are built into a system that meets the business needs and policy. Okay, so based on that, it requires to be managed. And again, so for this, the information, which also we call it as business information, that requires to be analyzed, because analysis become the integral part of this information management. And the same data will be contextualized using certain tools. Okay, and those tools, so the specific tool, uh, it gets used for example, how many of you have heard the name of SharePoint?
SharePoint?
Not me.
Okay, so just for your information, let me tell you that SharePoint is the another information management tool. Okay, so just for your knowledge, you can just keep in your mind. Okay, SharePoint is a kind of a tool which is useful for information management. Okay, so it's another further advantages that it makes the business processes easy, where you will be easily able to evaluate and use the information to make certain decision about the project. And it also impacts the business benefit, so that the desired advantage of the information will be provided. And SharePoint, being the one of the such tool, gives you liberty to do so. And its impact becomes on the defining the strategy of the business. As here you see, the 6th bullet point says that the master plan that gives a company a direction. Okay, that is business strategy. Ideally, decisions made through the business processes, which are based on business information, will guide the strategy and lead the realization of the business benefit. So these are few easy things which requires to be theoretically understood. Okay, so you need to just know the flow, you need to know the inclusion inside the information management. So for knowledge purpose, I would say this becomes the integral part into information management system. And body of knowledge of information management is taken care. More or less, project management or project managers are responsible to get into the detail of this and identifying the tools to define the business strategy, depending upon the information technology which requires to be used for these information management. I'm not getting into details of this. So for knowledge purpose, you can give an example of what is information management, how does it start. You very well said that it's all about data archival, using technology, defining the processes, and so on. Okay, so let's get going further. And yes, just now someone had asked that business analysis model. So understand these business analysis model we are getting into. What is this? So it's all about identifying the processes. I would say that setting up the processes. And how do you set up the processes? Okay, so I would say that to design any process, you need not to depict them or define them just in a document. Okay, so how do you do that? For that, the importance of designing is there. How we are getting trained upon designing? I think we are getting trained upon designing by following one thing, which every time we are doing. Any guesses on this around, please? Do
By
you think
drawing.
that, yes, Benson, please come
By
again.
drawing.
By drawing, exactly. You are preparing some notes there, you are drawing, you are trying to define whatever you have learned. So understand the power of drawing. And especially when I talk about business analysis, the business analysis modeling really empowers the part of defining the process through designs. And let me give you one amazing tool over here, because we are going to learn few things that what all the various designs should business analyst should know, and you should be aware of, that will give you more power, more strength, to make these designs part of the requirement gathering process. Okay, so are you all with me so far, whatever I said? Okay,
Yes.
it's all about the defining the processes by using the designs, and we are getting to learn into design. One tool which I am going to tell you right now, you need to go ahead and after this session you can explore it in detail, and the name of the tool is Lucid Chart. LUCID, Lucid Charts. Okay, in that Lucid Charts, whatever the models you are going to learn from now, you can define over there. Okay, have you taken the note of this chart, Lucid Chart? I
Yes.
think it should not be the paid one yet, but still, if it is paid one, you can definitely use it for the trial purpose for sure. And every design which we are going to uncover slowly will have a base, will have the foundation. And for those designs, what will be the foundation? Any guesses?
Spelling?
Sorry, please come again, Archita.
What is the spelling?
It's LUCID.
Okay.
Okay.
Lucid.
Yeah, it's Lucid Chart. So, wait.
What was the question?
Okay, what is the foundation of any designs or any models which we are going to discover just now, learn just in a while? So, any guesses?
The writings, what we get, the product back, like the requirements from the.
Okay, let me ask you in this different way, that since your childhood till now, in your school, anytime, I'm not sure that means what age group you belong to, but guesses you might have done so during your any phase of education. Have you ever been asked to design some processes?
Like with the graphs or?
Okay,
flow chart.
awesome. Let's have a round of applause for Archita, I guess. Yes.
Yes.
Archita, brilliant. Very well guessed.
Thank you.
That's the flow chart. Very, very well said and very well guessed. By the way, did you take a note of this Lucid chart?
Yes.
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 Okay,
Yes.
fantastic. So yes, you all are right. It is the foundation of any design is nothing but one thing, and that what Archita has just now mentioned, that is the flow chart. So what you are going to know, that what kind of a different different models are there, business models are there. Why we call it business model? Because that gives you the power to analyze the businesses in the detail, and depending upon the requirement, you can come up with the different design models. What all those kind of design models are available, business analysis models are available, we are going to look at it. Okay, so using business analysis model tools, we are getting into that. Using business analysis model tool, you can define a process. Okay, as you said that any diagram or any designs, the basics are flow chart. So what all can be there? There are multiple, but multiple types of designs are available. Business analysis models are there, but what we will be looking today are these: activity diagrams, mind maps, product roadmaps, SWOT analysis, fishbone diagram, and process flow diagram. Okay, among these, one diagram be every single day of such sessions we undergo and we look at. What is that one type of diagram which in every session we use?
SWOT analysis.
Okay, Nadeem, any other guess?
Roadmaps.
Okay, any another guess? We start.
The beginning, we are like the code of conduct, the map.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Very, very well attention and very well observation. That's brilliant. So this is another round of clap for you. Yes, we start with code of honor, and that gets included where in which tool? Can you name it?
It's in
Anyone?
PowerPoint.
No, we don't open PowerPoint at first. We
Zoom.
use, okay, Zoom,
No.
Zoom is one
That
of the,
is not
no, that's not sort.
Flowchart.
That's not flowchart. I'm talking about this tool. Let me open
Word
that and
document.
what?
Excel.
It's
no.
Word, I think.
No, that's not Word.
Okay.
When you will look at it, I think you will be able to see that. So I'm talking about these, the code of honor, where we talk about 6 values. So what tool this is? Any guesses? Let me go back to
Is the mind map?
exactly. This is mind map, Nadeem. You well said. So this is the mind map. Every time we use it, the easiest way to design and depict any kind of drawing or that sets the easiness of defining of a processes and all, and this is called as mind map. That's a brilliant, and thank you so much for paying attention and observing it and picking it up the moment I'm asking the question. So thank you so much. So apart from this, what all the another business analysis models are? Few are known as visual modeling, workflow diagram, ER diagram, WBS, conversion to design, and docs template and understanding. So what we are going to do at the end, let's understand every single chart step by step. Okay, and that you can define that when to create, and at the end, when we learn this document template and understanding, we are knowing that we have understood everything. I want every one of you start working in team together, okay, including Radha, Benson, Archita, Suchana, Nadeem, and who else? I think
Mike
Nirupma,
and Benson.
Mike and Benson, every one of you will come together and form a team, and you will have one focus to create at least one requirement document, because this learning should become the part of experience. You can consider this entire training as a part of project. So you have started working in a project where you are also developing and understanding the different experiences and different roles, and you will start playing such roles. Okay, a few of you may enact as a scrum master or business analyst, or some of you may product owner or something like that. So that's our objective when we reach towards a documents template and understanding. So are we good so far together? Are we with this so far? So
Yes.
then I can proceed
Yes.
further. Okay, thank you so
Yes.
much. Let's start. So let's start with activity diagram. I'll have to again reshare my screen, so that it will be easy for you to understand. So as I said initially itself, and you guys answered as well, that for any diagram, the foundation is only one thing. Okay, that is nothing but the flow chart. Okay, what you see on my screen is one of the example of activity diagram, where some processes definition has been attempted to design over it. The first process we tried to design using this activity diagram, that is the ATM machine process. How a customer can withdraw a payment using ATM machine from his bank. So how to define any start or stop event? So always start and stop event are designed through black dot, you say, or black circle. Okay, but when you are stopping the final step, make sure that when you are creating activity flow diagram, so the dots are always encircled. Okay, so start will you can make sure that start is happening with the dot. Okay, but the same dot will be encircled when it is getting end. Okay, the squares will represent the input and output, but in between you will find some diamonds. Okay, the diagonal diagonal rectangles or diagonal square, I would say. Okay, so this is diamond shape. That is to define a decision whether I should go left or right, whether I should use the option 1 or option 2. These all things will be defined under diamond. So let's understand more in detail. Say you are starting. So what do? You insert ATM card, and the system ATM machine will validate the ATM card. Now the moment the validation result will appear, it may give any of the result, whether it's a valid card or invalid card. Okay, now here is the decision, so it becomes the decision box. Are you with me so far, everyone?
Yes.
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 Thank you. So the moment the valid decision it has to take and move over there, then it will again ask for the PIN. So again, PIN will be authorized. And again, authorization will give two types of result, where the process has to choose, the process has to be chosen, whether it is valid or invalid. The moment it will become the invalid, then card will be ejected, and you can take the card and you can go out. That is the end of the process. But what if the when the validation or authorization of PIN becomes the valid, it goes to next step of entering the amount, and when it will enter the amount, it will check the balance. So again here it has to come up with the decision whether balance is sufficient or not. So if it is sufficient, what is going to happen? It will follow the another process, that it will blow out the money. And when it will blow out the money, you will take your money. Okay, and then it will show the remaining balances, and then you can ATM machine will blow out the card. You can take card, you can go back. Okay, but understand, it's not about what all the processes are involved, but all are the pictorial representation may appear while defining this process from start to end, with the input and output boxes and also the decision boxes. Are you clear around the decision boxes? These diamonds are called
Yes.
as decision boxes, and these are input and output. This black dot is the start, and this black dot encircled is called as stop. So I'm not getting more in details of it. Here you have just now understood activity diagram. Okay, any question around activity diagram? If no, I can move further.
No, it's good.
Thank you. So you are gradually moving ahead towards the next level. Mind map, I'm not going to tell more in detail because you have seen how we create the mind map. Mind map are the nodes and branches of one route. Okay, and every single node will be considered as the route. Okay, and every route may have its further route and one central idea around it. Say for example, we talk about code of honor, we talk about, and when we talk about code of honor, we come up with the 6 nodes. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, and every single node will have the further attributes. Like first one could be anything, like showing up. So showing up will come through instrument technology, or offline or online. So various another nodes it can give. So central idea will always be in the center of the mind map, and around that multiple nodes will arrive, and every node will have the multiple branches further. So this is how you design a mind map. Okay, so there are various tools of mind map. You can use that. The pioneer of mind map was his name was Tony Buzan, and he pioneered it way back, I guess in 2000 3 or so. So yeah, it's a very old method, very old tool. So you can start using that. There are many free tools. You can also identify some paid versions are there. You can definitely use that. So some software gives a very brilliant eye catchy designs, come up with the colors, pictorial representation and all. But black and white mind maps are also there. To name a few, are like free mind. Okay, initially it used to come in very black and white models, so where every nodes you were able to create in black and white. But now its advanced version has coming up with a lot of images, lot of creative design, and giving you the liberty to use your right brain most of the time. That is more about creativity, color, and playing around it. Okay, so it's all about map. I just wanted to tell you to make you aware of it. You can definitely practice. In fact, on your notepad you can practice about mind map. It's always easy. So any information you can just encircle it, and around that you can create various branches. In that branches, whatever you are observing, you can encircle those, and every encircled branch will have the further branches in itself. Okay, and that's how you can create one information. Those information can be managed into the pictorial representation of mind map. So far we have seen activity diagram, mind map, and the third one is this, which we call it product roadmap. So here you are seeing one example on quarter basis, that how some sales or data flow of some sales are happening. Okay, you can see that some project has been taken. Say for example, we are integrating Salesforce, okay, for some system. Okay, and few things are already well planned, like for quarter 1 and quarter 2, that team 1 will be working for Salesforce integration, and quarter 3 and quarter 4 sales industry solution will appear. Okay, now what exactly team 2 will do? So team 2 will focus on organization chart automation. So you see, this is the complete roadmap for a year. Okay, from January to December, for example, and every single team, say for example, an organization, a project has 5 teams. So how every single team and when they will contribute, so who and how and when, these part are clear in the product roadmap. Okay, so when which team will come and contribute on what area, that is really clear. And that is the exactly same thing you can see here in this design, which is called as product roadmap. To give you another few example, for product roadmap, what you can use is MS Project or Smart Sheet. So these are two kind of another tools which company are using nowadays. You can also try to use it. Okay, are you clear with this product roadmap as well, where you define a timeline of a project? Okay,
Right.
any questions around it? Can we
No.
move to another design? Yeah. All right. So this is the SWOT analysis. We talk about any project can be analyzed with the SWOT. What is SWOT? SWOT is nothing but the strength of it, weakness of it, opportunities around it, and threats with it. Okay, where you define the risk. And it is very important, because the moment you define these all threats and all, you get into the details of identifying more changes, more requirement, and thereby the more requirement, more changes you identify, what you focus on, or what the potentiality you look at to bring something for your company or for yourself. That is called as what? More revenue. And the more revenue comes in for the company, that is always in your favor. You will get more opportunity to work and more opportunity to earn. Okay, SWOT analysis play a very important role to do this around a project. to identify more changes, more potential requirement, and thereby pitching with the stakeholder and discussing with product owners so that you can try to bring more work for your company, for your project, and for your project members. So are we good with SWOT analysis as well? Can we move to the next one?
Yes.
Yes. So I want you to understand this SWOT analysis also play a very important role. You can use the different tools to create SWOT analysis. It's a simple design also. You can use it. For this, I want to call Prerna ji on the screen now and explain us about fishbone diagram, because I remember last time she said that she wanted to, but again, this fishbone diagram is something which identifying the root cause, okay, and it helps and plays really vital role to get into the actual cause of any problem. So some flow are well captured using fishbone diagram. So Prerna ji, do you want to take this or you want me to continue?
This is one of my favorite diagrams,
Okay,
so I would
go
really
ahead.
like to. Yes. So all of you must have realized what is this diagram. It's mentioned, but by the shape of it, I think you all can understand. It's a fish bone diagram, and it is very well named after the shape of fish and its overall skeleton, how the fish looks, fish's bone rather. That is why it has been named like that. And it's a very good, easy to understand and helpful diagram, if I have to call it. Because if you see on the left side, you have cause, and on the right side, you have the root. Okay. So it means that whatever you're trying to achieve, you try to work on a situation, you try to understand a situation, a problem, you're working on something. So would you like to know that if there is a problem, and what were all the causing factors of that problem, then this is the perfect diagram to achieve. Like for example, if we say, if for simplicity sake, say we all have a company to manufacture, I would say, clothes. Okay, clothes, western apparel, I would say, men, women, everybody, clothing, a factory, we have it. And one fine day, we see that the clothes that were being manufactured, they are not of good quality. Okay, so in that, just a hypothetical, but close to the reality example. So in that situation, what were all the parameters, what were all the reasons that led to this bad quality of the product delivered? So in that situation, we all have to consider these mentioned factors, that either the problem can be in an environment. I'll just request you all to read one out, so you'll know what are these. The blue highlighted boxes, please, everybody.
So it's environment
Another one.
and the people and
Okay,
equipment,
right.
management, materials, or the process. So these
Okay,
could be
okay.
one of these could be or be the cause of the
One
problem.
of these or some of these.
Some of these.
Many a
Okay.
times it can be all of these, but yeah, most of the times it is a some of these or one of these. Okay,
Okay.
so environment and then the sub cause, people and the sub cause, if equipment and the sub cause. So what it states is, if I have to consider people, so that means my employees per se. So okay, my employee, the person handling that particular machine was not available that day, and the other new person or new employee with less experience handled the machine. That's why the outcome was not good. Or maybe the equipment. Yes, hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Also, if not, then the equipment, that means the machinery which is printing or manufacturing clothes, that is faulty. That's why the outcome was bad, or rather not up to the mark. The environment means the timing of this clothes getting into the machine and overall process, is not working properly, it's not conducive, people were not ready, things were not flowing smoothly. That's why that happened. Okay, management means maybe the I would say the decision of creating that particular clothing style which was taken by management, that was not right. Maybe there was not proper skill set, and still we wanted to create that apparel or that clothing. Materials means definitely you used bad quality or low quality raw material, or the, I would say, a ratio with which the things were to use, what kind of thread, what kind of color, what kind of dye, what kind of, many other things that were not properly managed, and ultimately processed. So process means there has to be a particular life cycle, earlier the threads, and then the weaving part, and then the formation of the clothes, and maybe then the printing part of that, on that cloth. And then, however, I'm not an expert in that industry, just using my imagination, so all that. So try to correlate this with your day-to-day life, you at your home or at your office. So whenever a problem occurs, we have to find at we have to create RCA. As a BA also, you might have to create an RCA. And RCA means root cause analysis. That simply means whenever there is a problem, or whenever there is a situation, then we have to know why that problem has occurred. And fishbone diagrams gives us this opportunity to understand. Okay, so we draw this diagram, and then we start filling it in. Like, if I have to say people, and then when I realize, okay, that the particular engineer or the particular expert staff was not present, then that could lead to the faulty output of the craft, output of that clothing apparel, so all these things are kind of indicative, or they help you to analyze and to understand why a particular problem or situation occurred. And these are the helping points with such a eye catchy fishbone shape, which is very easy to understand. So I just want all of you to take a picture of this, mention in your notes, because all these points are very important. And whichever problem can be in any industry, IT industry, clothing industry, food industry, all these things are more or less common. It can be either a problem because of people, can be problem because of the equipment, the machinery, can be because of the process, the wrong process was followed, so all these points are very important, and kind of universal, if we have to understand any situation or any problem. So yes, anybody has any doubts, or Gaurav would like to add something here? So
So
actually, yeah, please.
yeah, so I always come up with some example over here that why it is very, very important. Because what happens, we try to reiterate and rephrase and start from the problem towards the cause. So first we know the problem, okay, and we have to reach to the root, okay, and for that we travel back, okay, or we understand what could be the cause. And every single node we touch, and we see that actual where is the problem. Okay, say for example, I always say that in the live product, okay, it could be amazon.com, it could be anything, okay, a small let's talk about some small business website, okay, there you find the problem is some at the checkout. Okay, so every time when you are adding some item in cart, you find that it is showing you one, but it is calculating the price of two. And in a way, customer has 100% loss. Okay, it is heavy in his pocket. And that's the problem. What is the problem? The 100% money loss. Okay, and we need to identify why it is happening. Okay, so why it is happening, what we will see, what is the problem. The problem could be the equipment or the process, or it could be the people or material, or environment or management. So in environment, various environment we know so far. In the past, we have talked, rather won't be aware of it, but yes, rest of you must be. We have talked about developers works at their local first, okay, and from there, when they're satisfied, they push whatever they have worked upon to the development environment, okay. On development environment, developer will have the access, all the developers working in one project will have the access, and thereby once they are satisfied, they push from the same thing what is available in the development environment to the test environment for tester to test about it, okay. So when testers are certified, once testers are satisfied, what they do, they give it a go green, okay, so that it can be moved further even for customer, okay. This will be the environment where customer can access whatever has been certified by the testers of the project. Also at the same time, your project testers can access the same environment, or anyone from your company, customer is also able to access, you are also able to access. That becomes the system integration testing environment, okay. Once customer has given it a go green, that moves to only for customer, and where user has to accept it, and that's the reason sometimes it is called as user acceptance testing environment. Once user acceptance testing is given a go green, that is by user or business user, that comes then to the pre-prod environment. Pre-prod is the environment which I call it as sometimes a production mirror environment, where how exactly it is going to work in the production, that will be it tested for, any project will be tested for, and that is the reason it is called as pre-production environment. Even when it passes that, then comes the live environment, that is the product environment, okay. So these are the some environment I have talked about. So is it some problem in the environment? So we will trace it back, and we find that we tested it all the time, but we did not find the problem was there in any kind of the environment. Then we will try to identify, if it was not in the environment, was it well communicated to management or not. So we will trace back some communication, and also to trace back such communication, we have communication management tool, we have the process management tool, we have the project management tool, we have the defect management tool, and sometime all at once, and we preferably refer one, and that is Jira sometime, or monday.com, or Trello or something like that. Have you heard these tools name in the past? I'm sure Radha might be listening to it for the first time.
Yeah,
So,
in the first session,
okay.
those are for business report. I mean, business analysis tools we use it, right?
Business,
and
yes, Trello and other tools which we use for project management or defect management, so that you
yeah,
can
I
just.
heard the word Jira, but other one I didn't.
Okay.
Monday.com.
Okay, no problem. So now you should be aware of that. We will be also looking at it more in details when we will restart the Scrum Master training. So yes, here you see that even management, whether the communication has been taken. So even though sometime you may find, okay, something was communicated, so was it the problem with the people means you could be person like a developer or tester, or architect or someone, or even it was not problem with them, then was it the problem with the material could be the documents. So even if it was not found in the document, then was the problem with the equipment could be the technology, okay. So is it something with the technology, or was it with the processes what we define define a journey from a local environment of developer to pushing it to the final environment of go live. In this, whatever processes we follow is the problem over there. So what we find that it could be the problem of equipment, because of some reason when we are clicking on the checkout, So checkout button is clicked twice, and that's the reason there the problem is in the checkout thing. So whenever we click on the checkout, the click functionality is not working, and that could be the problem in the environment itself. So every environment it has passed, but in the live environment it is giving some issue, and that's the reason. And then when you will try to understand why it is giving in the live environment issue, you try to undergo every single node. Okay, and then you try to identify why exactly it is giving problem into the live environment, and it has not given the same problem in another environment. So there you can find that it could be due to some two codes or two component has been integrated together. That is something related to the UI. I'm just thinking it loud while sharing with you. So the problem could be in any area, but this analysis, how do you define? First, you know the problem. The moment you know the problem, then you can trace it back and reach to the various causes, and from them you can identify the root of it. So are you all clear with this fishbone diagram? So this fishbone diagram is a process identification of a cause of a problem, actual root cause of any problem. So are you good with this fishbone diagram? Have you understood, or do you have any question? I'm expecting some questions.
No. So, oh,
Okay, no, so we are good then. So what you can do is that you can try playing or you can come up with some problem by your own, or you can Google it out, or if you want to really get into more details of it, there you will find lot of material around fishbone diagram. Okay, but this
So I
one,
have one question.
yes, go ahead.
So what stage this fishbone diagram is created, like create?
That's a wonderful question. At what stage we can create a fishbone diagram? So what happens, imagine you have delivered something. Okay, so generally when and this will be used mostly by business analysts, I would say. So to identify any problem, say for example, some piece of project has been delivered to the customer, and now you are providing support to the customer. So in the support also, what happens, teams work together. So the team will consist of business analyst, tester, and developer. Okay, so what happens, you communicate, the communication come from the customer. Hey, in the live environment we have find this communication, found this problem. So you understood, if you have seen me talking about in the past, I have told that in Jira everything is treated as what, in Jira is a management tool. Every requirement, okay, every requirement and requirement and the activity and the task and the subtask and even the defects, every single thing can be the candidate or the ticket. Do you remember this?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And Radha, this is for you. So you can take a note of it. Every single thing, every small single thing, a piece of a large, a piece of a large project or large work can be broken down in the tiny activity, will also be known as ticket in any ticket management tool or project management tool. Okay. So when some information has come from the client that we have failed at certain area, and that will be communicated through you guys through ticket. So what happens, the ticket gets assigned to business analyst for first check whether the ticket which they have given are valid or not. Okay, and for that time, so this is the time to analyze any problem. Okay, and it could be at any point of level. When it is very much complex to identify, you as a business analyst can create the fishbone diagram. I gave you one quick example when tickets are coming from this during the support work. Once anything has been deployed to the live environment, that time it may come. Or also before UAT or SIT phases, you may have come across, or you may come across with the fishbone diagram to identify some root causes. So at any stage you can use it to identify some problem. So this is a method to identify the root cause of the problem. So you as a business analyst can use it. So this is one of the various methods to identify the root cause. Okay. So you can use it at any stages. I gave you the example at the stage of support.
So it's basically a postmortem of the problem.
Yes, exactly. Exactly, Vadim. Yes, yes. So are we good with this? Was it Suchana who was asking?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So Suchana, you are clear with the answer? At what stage?
Yes.
At any stage, but the answer what you got from the support stage. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, that example I gave you. Let's move further. After we have done with the fishbone diagram, this is the process flow diagram. So in process flow diagram, a few things are very, very much fixed. Okay, apart from the start of a chart and end of the chart, we are clear with some decision making notes as well. Again, those are in the diamond shape, and also some processes we need to identify. Say for example, here you see that customer is entering into the store. It could be the apparel store, and what all the departments are involved in when customer is getting into the store. It is the sales environment, then managements are involved, and also account department or credit department, you say, are involved. So what exactly it is trying to define in the process flow diagram, that if you are coming or walking in a store with the intent to return something, okay, so for that you must have the credit note with you, or some sales has happened in the past, so that that proof you should have. So what exactly happens? So customer, you can see that it is starting from sales call. Okay, so first sales call happens. So when sales call happens, what may happen? Customer buys the product. Okay, then credit form is generated, and then order entry is generated. Okay, and then order form is initiated, and once order form is initiated, it moves further to management for the approval. Okay, so are we good? Can I continue if no question?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. I heard something in background, so I thought I need to take pause. So once order form is approved, okay, then in the credit department, credit check happens, and there it is decided whether it is the means okay is the right credit, or it fits in the credit criteria, and it has a proper balance or not. Okay, so if it is okay, it moves to the check account receivable balance. Okay, and if balance is doable, or if it balance is doable, then it will further flow. Otherwise, what will happen? It will again come back to the credit check, and if it does not qualify that, then it will go back to not sales. It triggers with the sales not approved because of the low balance. Okay, so if the customer has the credit, okay, and then if it flows further, what you may identify that you may calculate the balance. When we are talking about the calculating the balance, sometime you can play with the story point as well. When I'm talking about the story point, I'm not sure, have you ever used the loyalty programs of any brand?
Yes.
Okay, so in loyalty program, these kind of process flow diagram will be useful. Okay, so if you are designing any application for the loyalty program, so you can happily include the process flow diagram to calculate that. Okay, and when you calculate the credit balances and credit terms, you identify that a credit issue report, credit report can be issued or not. Okay, so based on that, if it meets the term and condition, sales will get approved, because if it is the purchase is happening through loyalty program, for the loyalty program. So this is one attempt of creating a purchase or making a sales through loyalty program has been tried to depict, where customer sales management and the credit process were involved. Okay, so this is one area. So in future, you may become the part of a project where some loyalty program requires to be developed using some application. Okay, and there to think about it for brainstorming or to depict in very well manner, you can design a process flow diagram. Ultimately, what is the foundation of any diagram? You will find is the flow chart. Are we good so far over here? And thereby you have liberty to choose any diagram. Okay, but at certain point of time, if customer is giving you certain diagram, you have the ability, you have the power to read it through and define the processes. Are we good so far?
Yes.
Thank you so much for yeses. And okay, do you have any question around it? If no, let me see that you have understood it well and covered the maximum. Okay, so Suchana, Benson, Nadeem, Radha, Archita, Nirupma, or Mike said no. So any another question from all of you?
No.
No
Okay.
question.
No question. Wow, I'm really glad everyone understood it. Everything.
I have one question.
Yeah, Suchana.
Yeah, so these diagrams are for different requirements, like different problems for different diagrams.
No, I won't say that for different problem. See, the thing is that ultimately you need to understand what type of diagram I should come up with. Okay, so see, for example, when you are trying to create a document for a specific problem, okay, or a specific defect, in that defect document, okay, what you can include? You can include the fishbone diagram, because you are analyzing the root cause. Okay, Suchana. So that is one. So there could be a various document which as a business analyst you need to produce. Okay, so in those various documents, your intellect will decide which design I can create. Say for example, if you are creating some requirement document, so in requirement document, can I not include mind map? Can I not include activity diagram? Can I not include the process flow diagram? I can in fact include all these three diagrams. Not necessarily I need to include the fishbone diagram, because but even to make the things easier, I would say that we need to have these, because I have used this process flow diagram. So if you are showing that why something is necessary, because you have defined the problem, you have defined the solution, and there you have indicated that because this kind of problem may appear if we will not have certain thing at the place, or certain equipment will not have in the place, and that's the reason we need to have this technicality, or we need to have this layer of the application. Say for example, let me give you example. You are into a banking application, okay, and in that banking application you understand to read a data, okay, read a data from the database by an application. We require one API reader, or we require to use a robust database mechanism. Are you with me so far, Suchana, following what I said just now?
Yes.
Okay, so you are trying to pitch in that a certain application comes with the powerful features, and we require that. Say for example, the name of the database is IBM DB2, just for example. So if we don't use IBM DB2, and we try to use a simple Microsoft MySQL, it does not give you the power or liberty to access the data at ease. It comes with a lot of complex query uh, uh, to uh, uh, to extract some information. However, when you will use IBM DB2, it is a little bit expensive or something. So to recommend something also, what I am going to use, I can use the fishbone diagram. Okay, the requirement document once will be studied and agreed inside and reviewed inside. It will also go for external review. So in external review, if customer is happy with whatever you have presented, he or she can give sign off to that. Okay, even before the requirement document, it sometime it becomes the statement of work you need to give to the client to get the approval, because you require some resources to use it. So even in the project charter document, you need to define the resources, and those defined resources requires to be billed to the product owner or to the customer. Customer may arrange the fund from the sponsor itself, and there he can give or use that document to get the fund approved. Okay, so at various places you can use the various document. Okay, so at various places you can use various diagram in a various document. Okay, so it's all about the power of common sense when you come up with that. Hey, this is the time I want to include the this diagram. So it is not always necessary that you always include some diagram, but yes, as much as possible, if you can use it, that will be always in your favor. And that what is the purpose of creating a diagram? To show and showcase the things in easy way, and to bring the easiness in the work, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so if you think that by adding some diagram it becomes easy, of course you will try to include that. Also, we in the coming days, means in the next session, we may see the mock-up diagram as well. Mock-up is nothing but is a pictorial representation of the user interface, or what exactly you are going to show in the application. The same thing will be created in the document. Say for example, it's a checkout button in the it's a window, right? Say for example, let me ask you this, let me show you something, and let me reshare the screen. Where is this? Okay, I'm resharing my screen. Let me know once you are able to see the screen. Again, it is doing something. Okay, say for example, I'm doing some changes. So what is happening today? Everyone one by one going away and coming back. So I'm really not sure. So what I have done, I have done some changes. Okay. So now I'm going to close it. So when I am closing it, can you see the error message or
Yes.
the warning message? Microsoft PowerPoint asking to save, don't save, and cancel. So you as a business analyst, and if you want to put this mock-up, okay, put this mock-up diagram as in like this. Okay, you want to just show this one. So either you can capture this picture and include in the document, or what you can do is that you can simply design by your own and say that, okay, this when the customer will click on this button, this step will occur with this message. Okay, so it's all upon you how you want to show it. Okay, by using the mock-up document, or simply by using some insert diagram or something using these buttons. You can see my mouse movement. Yeah. Yeah, so using these pictures or elements or buttons, you can create the similar kind of diagram as well, and you can try to represent that. So this is how it is. So I think we are good for today, and people had requested to be on time, and that's the reason we are good to stop for now. So if you don't have any question, then I have some. Prerna ji, do you want to add something?
No, I think we had a very good, interesting, and very important session wherein all these diagrams are critical part of the BA understanding, and they all should be again revisited this video. And these are very actually used concepts. So whenever someone asks you as a BA, what are their prime responsibilities? So all these diagrams are kind of the go-to part of your maybe work schedule. So you all, I'll just request you to go ahead and again watch this video, because these are very interesting, as well as these are very important for understanding and knowledge point of view. So yeah, overall a superb session, Gaurav. So I think we are good to stop here. Yeah.
Yes. So thank you so much, everyone. So let me tell you and reiterate this thing. That you are doing really fab job. I have seen everyone's, including Radha, Suchna. Recently, I think you are yet to post, but yes, of course, Archita and Meul and Nadeem and Benson doing fab job. The way you are, including your summary. So this is something which is really giving us confidence also, and some analysis we are doing, that with whom we need to work how much. Are you able to understand me, everyone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So that's the reason I want this happen continuously. So every single time, the moment the ease you are producing inside your summary video, that gives us the clarity that how much things you need to work upon. Okay, so that is number one. Number two, apart from the summary, why we are creating a summary videos, that we complete the golden quadrant of learning, that starts with the declaration. Then we learn, and immediate after learning, if you can draw whatever you have learned, and then you can just point it out, hey, this is my drawing, I'm going to summarize. You retain much more higher range of memory onto that topic, because you have just now taught that through a summary. Okay, you have retaught it. So that gives you another power to talk about it, and even in interview, if required, you will be easily able to talk around it and readily available to talk about it. Okay, so that is number one, that happens about the summary video. Second is that I want you to dress well, okay, and think about that what exactly you want to become. So say, for example, Scrum Master and Business Analyst, I would say that create two different videos where you are sitting in front of the camera and look at the camera lens or mobile camera lens and talk about, hey, my name is this and I am this. Okay. And why you are saying this, you have to give this in your mind, that I am in future and talking in future. Okay. Think and shoot that 1 minute video or 2 minute video with that intent. Hey, I'm Scrum Master and right now working with for a very crucial project. My daily roles and responsibility are these. Okay, the daily roles and responsibility that you might have learned during the Scrum Master. Those who have just joined as a business analyst, okay, you can dress well and come in front of the camera, and you can start thinking that in the future you are talking in front of the camera lens, looking into the camera lens, talking about, hey, I am this and this, and I am working as a business analyst for one of the very critical project. My daily roles and responsibility is this and this. So whatever you have learned so far, so that will give you another power to you choose as a Scrum Master or business analyst, depending upon the area you are interested in. So if you think that you don't want to create such a short summary of your position, you want to wait to understand what exhaustive or the vast roles and responsibility of business analyst or Scrum Master would be, and that's the reason you want to wait till the end. even that is okay for me. But the ultimate goal is that you talking about your job roles and responsibility in the future in front of the camera lens, that gives you the power and the visibility to the HRs and the recruiting agencies and the vendors of Guru Schools and the client of the Guru School. So are we good with this, whatever I have said so far?
Clear,
Yeah, yeah.
sir.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, fine, fantastic. So I just heard at the end Mike's voice. Mike, one word which comes in your mind which you feel like saying after today's learning.
Mm, I would say business analysis models.
Business analysis model. Thank you so much, Mike. Mike, please call out someone's name on the screen you see.
Nadeem.
Okay, Nadeem. Before
Yeah, well,
Nadeem,
yes.
let me nominate Suchana. Suchana has to leave. Suchana, one word
Okay.
which comes in your mind that you can quickly unmute and tell, and then you nominate someone and leave.
In today's learning, I want to learn more about fishbone diagram. I want to do my own diagram
Okay,
after the class.
amazing. Thank you so much, Suchana. Suchana, call out someone's name.
Archita?
Archita. Thank you so much, Suchana. You can just leave.
Thank
So
you. Yeah.
Nadeem, kindly excuse me. We move to
That's
Archita
fine.
now. Okay. So Archita, one word which comes in your mind after today's learning, and what do you feel like saying? Archita, over to you.
Yeah, that is fishbone diagram.
Fishbone diagram. Okay,
Yes.
fantastic. Yes. Nominate someone on the screen. You may Nadeem.
Benson.
Okay, Benson. Benson, what do you feel like saying?
I would say the process flow of and the activity diagrams. That's what we learned today.
Okay, okay. Process flow and activity diagram. Okay, Benson, nominate someone on the screen you see.
Nadeem, I'll nominate Nadeem now.
Yeah,
All right.
Nadeem. Yes, Nadeem.
Well, as always, it's very informative. And what I see today from the definition point of view, you went into the presentation. So how we're going to present our documentation, learning different tools as a business analyst. So it's really helpful, and it's very informative.
Thank you so much, Nadeem. Nadeem, please call out someone's name on the screen you see.
It's Radha.
Radha, what do you feel like saying, Radha?
Yeah, business analysis models to review all the diagrams.
Okay, to review all the diagram. And how did you find it today? Because it was your another day of business analysis.
Yeah, it's kind of easy, and I need to go a lot through review again because
Okay, okay.
it's kind of confusing.
Okay, what was confusing in that?
I mean, there are a lot of models, right? So I need to go all the models again. I need to go through the video again.
Okay, okay. You will
Compulsory.
have to go through the video again to understand at the deeper level, because
Yes.
I heard you saying also that you found it easy, right, Radha?
Yes, yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you found things are easy. Rather nominate someone on the screen you see.
Nirupama?
Nirupma, first time you are on the screen. I think not sure whether you can speak. One word which comes in your mind.
I think different kinds of flowcharts that can be used to present your ideas.
Okay, different kind of flowchart. And how was it in today's live session today for you?
I was thinking I'll be very disconnected, but somewhere I did feel connected. So I guess it's not too bad.
Okay, amazing. I'm glad that I did not let you get disconnected, and that's my responsibility to bring everyone connected together. Thank you so much, Nirupma. So yeah, Nirupma, call out someone's name on the screen you see. Could be anyone.
Mehul, did Mehul go?
Yeah, Mehul is done. I think it's only
Okay.
Prerna and
Then
Gaurav.
Prerna, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Prerna.
thank you, Guru Mama. First of all, it was really nice to have you in the live session along with others. It really creates a pretty good zing when we all are together and sharing our views and ideas and even doubts, if any. So overall, a superb session with a lot of things to learn and understand, different type of diagrams, fishbone diagrams, activity diagrams, and pretty good examples. And I'm pretty sure you guys will enjoy it when you rewatch the session, because many things will be more clear. So overall, a wonderful session. Over to you, Gaurav.
Thank you so much. And this is the example what we saw was of self-organizing team. Sometimes Scrum Master may facilitate the things, and he may undergo some challenges, and that is the time where you truly showcase your spirit of being a self-organized team, where you don't create a panic or nothing, and still you cooperate with the Scrum Master. And the way you cooperated today, even though we did not start at the time, that really demonstrate the power of self-organizing team. So thank you so much for staying tuned. Even we started 20 minutes after that, despite the glitches. And trust me, even in project, in any kind of project, some delay may happen, some glitches may happen. So how do you deal with that? Do you create a panic, or you just leave that project in between, or you just come as a team, try to resolve it, and then progress further? So this is what exactly every single event is happening inside the ongoing project, that defines how powerful and how team oriented we all are together. Okay, so understand, everything is happening, that is the purpose behind it, and how we are perceiving it with our goal, that really defines that how stronger goal we have, and we are pursuing that. So it defines once again that our one core intent behind this instructor-led free training is to get placed.
Get placed. Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone. I wish you all a very happy weekend, happy Saturday further, and we'll see you all on Sunday, 8:45 p.m. Thank you so much. Good night,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good
Right.
night.
Thank you. Good night.
No.
Thank you
Bye.
so much again.